So welcome guys to a new video of CG Carworks, and we specialize on detailing and preserving collector cars. And today we have something very special for you guys. We have a Mercedes S-Class S65 AMG. So the crazy thing about this S65 AMG is that it has more than 300,000 kilometers on the clock. So the big question for today is it worth buying such a car with this kind of mileage? So this V222 Mercedes S-Class has a big V12 BiTurbo engine. And this S-Class is really about insane luxury, but also insane power. And with this 300,000 kilometers on the clock, it can be very terrifying, since repair cost of a V12 can be more expensive than most people's entire cars. So now we're going to put it on a lift and see what's hiding underneath. So the underbody looks shockingly clean, so the previous owner clearly took care of it. However, we actually did find some rust problems. We have found some rust spots on the car, and this is a 2017 car with 300,000 kilometers, so I actually did expect some rust issues. We have some little spots, nothing crazy. We can actually fix that up and protect it again, so that will be fine for the future. So we're going to detail this engine bay as well, but also polish the carbon engine cover, because underneath this cover is a 6-liter V12 BiTurbo engine with actually 630 brake horsepower and 1000 Newton meters of torque. That's really a lot. So next up is the interior. We're going to detail the complete interior, clean the leather and see if the leather is not worn out with this kind of mileage. So we are going to clean the interior of this AMG with this Duresto light interior cleaner. However, we have some spots that are very dirty, so we have to use in some cases also the strong cleaner in this case. And after we actually have cleaned the complete interior and the complete leather, of course, we are going to treat the leather with a leather conditioner in this case. And it's very important to keep your leather hydrated, since we want the leather still be good also when the car has 600,000 kilometers. So that's very important to condition your leather. And this is actually especially made for car leather seats, since many leather conditioners actually tend to be very slippery in your car seats and then you slide around in your seat, and that you don't want. So this is especially made for car seats, and if you're interested in one of these products, please visit the link down below. You can buy them on our webshop. And now we're going to start cleaning. So the interior is completely detailed and steam cleaned from the inside, and now sitting in these absolutely amazing leather seats, they sit so wonderful. You want to stay the whole day in this car. They sit absolutely perfect. I think it's one of the best seats in cars that I actually have experienced. But now we have some things left, and we have a couple of damaged spots on the leather. Nothing crazy, but some spots we have to attend and fix, which we're gonna do now. We're gonna also polish these trim pieces. This is something you touch quite often. There are some scratches in here as well. I don't know if we can get them out, but I'm pretty sure we can get a lot more gloss out of these. So that is what we're gonna do. So polish these, fix the leather, and then this interior will look absolutely spotless. Since the interior of the car looks absolutely amazing, the exterior looks amazing, underbody looks amazing. Look at it, it is absolutely nearly perfect. If this car had 100,000 kilometers, I would believe you as well. So the previous owner really cared about this car, and also the quality of this S-Class is very, very, very good. There's also a big reason why the car is in this condition, but a very big part is also then the previous owner who really cared for the car. And we now touched it up, fixed all those little issues that were wrong, and now you can't tell this car has 100,000, 200,000 or 300,000 kilometers on the clock. So would you buy a 300,000 kilometer Mercedes S65 AMG? Well, honestly, I would. And this car shows that mileage is just a number.